Alright guys, this is going to be a 1,000 round review. If I can stop at 1,000, I'm not sure. I love shooting this gun. But I also brought my standard 365 out here. I'm going to shoot it a few rounds. And this is your intro, so enjoy the shooting. See y'all on the range. Alright guys, we're going to start the rest of our 1,000 round review. I don't know if y'all can even hear me because of all this wind. The wind today is insane. But I've got 200 rounds left to put through this to make 1,000 rounds. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stop there or not. I may end up getting to 1,100, 1,200 because, to be honest, it's just very, very enjoyable to shoot. It's fun. It's pretty lightweight, small, thin. I absolutely love it. I've been carrying it this week. I don't even know if y'all can hear me right now, so I'll just talk more about it whenever we get back to the house. And then I'm gonna shoot my little 365 just a little bit and go from there after these guys get done shooting. Alright, we're still good at 50. I missed a couple in there. That'll be alright. Got the foam blowing, man. This wind is insane. Man, I can't even hardly hold still. Alright, we're gonna put some down. You sit there and try to get steady and it's like, ooh. Yeah, they're hard. Once you start shooting them, it's like, man, you know you're hitting it, you know, and you don't have to go down there and check your targets and all that. And I've got a little one in there that I shoot sometimes. It's a little 4-inch. It's fun because you do what? A little 4-inch one? I don't even remember what I paid for it.
I need one of that.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's 5 inch.
Did you make them or?
No, no, I'll buy them. Yeah.
Do you have cash yet? Oh, it ain't big enough. It ain't big enough for me.
You can try it.
Look how big my hands are.
Yeah, it's got a little pinky extension. Now this is the other one I was shooting. This is a SIG 365, but this is their new macro tacops. They just released it this month.
Now, I like that.
That's what I carry right there.
I like that. It's got the mag well on
Yeah.
it. I like
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah, that's you want to shoot this?
I have a cannon. Go grab my cannon.
Let me load up a mag. Here. Yeah, you can shoot it from wherever you want, man. I've shot it back at 100 and you can clang that gong with it. Clang the dong. Gotta clang the dong. Sorry guys, I misspoke. Shoot my little orange plate real quick. Got that wind. Little plate. All right guys, these are the last 2 mags and we're gonna hit 1,000 rounds out of the SIG macro tac ops, the 365X macro tac ops, I guess I should say. And I'm gonna pump these out, try to pump them out pretty quick. and go from there, see what happens. Regular 365. Shoots like a dream, guys, as you would imagine a little bitty 365 would shoot. Go back out here a little ways. Rounds on the tacops, guys, so we're in good shape there. Very good. All right, what's up, guys? We just made it to 1,006 rounds out of the SIG 365X macro tacops. I absolutely love this gun. Every time I shoot it, I gotta make myself stop shooting it. It's one of those guns. I've actually replaced my Glock 19 and my P2000 in the carrier rotation, and it's just been strictly this, and I think it will be for a long time, as long as everything keeps going good. I mean, in 1,000 rounds, I would have thought something would pop out there. The only negative that I've had so far is the front sight's completely dead. Contacted SIG's customer service, spoke to 3 different people at 3 different times, and that didn't go very well. They all wanted me to send my slide in to get a new sight put on. I've got a sight pusher right over there. I could throw it on myself in 5 minutes. They didn't want to do that, and I told them I'd send the bad one back to them. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. They told me that I would probably do it wrong. If you know me, you know that what I used to do, and I highly doubt I would, but you never know. Anyway, that being said, I went down to Gun City, and Nick said that he would get me one in by Monday, Tuesday at the latest. So that's done with. Monday I'll have a new front sight on here, same exact sight, just a new front sight, and don't have to worry about it anymore. Gun City's customer service is 10 times better than SIG's customer service, evidently. The pluses about this gun, every single thing. Everything about this gun I absolutely love. I mean, that's it. The only bad thing I can say about this has nothing to do with the gun, and that's SIG's customer service. I love the mag well. It takes the squared off whenever you bend over. If you carry inside the waistband, outside the waistband, you know what I'm talking about. If you're carrying like around 4 o'clock. If you carry appendix, it's not that big of a deal. But if you bend over and you set back up, your shirt can kind of hang up on the squared off area. It's kind of like on this standard 365. It'll kind of hang on those points. Even if it's rounded in the end with, I don't know where my mag went for this, but even if it's rounded on the mag well, you still got stippling on it, and your shirt can kind of get stuck on that. On this, it's actually absolutely smooth and beveled all the way around. So your shirt just rolls off of it. It sticks out enough in the back to where your shirt, if it's gonna hang, it's gonna hang on this and just slides off. I've noticed that 50 times this week of carrying it. I've carried it every day since the first 400 rounds that I put through it. I took it home that night, cleaned it, carried it every day ever since. It's rained. I've been wet. I power washed the entire house. There's areas that are 20 feet high, and the water was coming right back down on me. My shirt was soaked. My pants were soaked. I was soaked. The gun was wet. Slide was wet. I've had 0 problems with rust. I came in after I was done. Didn't do it right then, but I came in after I was done 7 hours later and wiped the whole gun down with a dry rag, let it sit there a second, and put oil on a rag, wiped the whole gun down with oil, and let it sit for about an hour. And then I came back with a dry rag again, wiped it all off. Not the same rag I wiped the the rain off of it with, but came back with another dry rag and wiped all the oil off of it. It's flawless. I mean, absolutely. If it was going to rust, it would have rusted then. But I try to take care of my guns, especially the ones that I carry, because I want them to be in top-notch shape in case I need them. A lot of people, it's, I guess, a little too much effort to maintain your guns after certain things happen. I fish a lot and I wade a lot. I do a lot of stuff around water, and firearms get wet that I carry. That's just how it is. So I was a little bit worried at first whenever I saw so many people saying, oh, this thing rusted, and this and that, and the mags rusted real bad. And I started looking at the mags whenever I got them. Whenever I bought them, there's a sticky substance on there. It looked like it was probably cosmoline. Now, in 3 months from now, this whole thing may be rusted. I don't know, but I kind of doubt it. But I took a oily rag. I wiped the whole bit of the tacky cosmoline feeling stuff. I'm not saying it's cosmoline. It may not be, but it feels like it. I wiped it all off, wiped it down, wiped it until it was smooth, and took a dry rag, wiped it all off. They've been good ever since. One of them I've had out in my truck, just sitting there, and it's rained off and on the whole last week. And it's just been sitting in there in my truck. And, there's times that I've got my door open and it gets a little bit, moisture gets into my truck. I don't have any issues with it. I actually took that one apart this afternoon, looked at the spring, looked all inside of it, stuck a rag up in there, and it all came out black from just the powder from whenever I've been shooting 1,000 rounds. I haven't had any issues like that. Now, the original macro, I think, is what everybody was talking about. Maybe they changed the finish a little bit or double coated it or something. I don't know. But I've had zero issues out of this, and it doesn't even actually look like it could rust. I've had it inside and out of leather holsters. This is a Galco leather holster. It's actually made for a Glock 43X, and it fits in it absolutely perfect. No wiggle room, no side to side. I've carried it in this most of the week, and I've practiced draw it at night, empty of course. And I mean, it's inside and out of leather. If you're gonna have wear, it's gonna be off of leather because it snugs up against it really, and there's not wear. I mean, you can see a little bit at the corners because you got the little points that for some reason everybody puts the contours in there and blah blah blah. Well, that's normally where you're gonna get wear, but you can see just a little bit of shininess, but that's about it. You rub on it and it kind of comes off actually. So I bought a black point inside the waistbands, black point tactical inside the waistband holster off SIG's website. I really like this holster. It's comfortable. It's a good sturdy Kydex. It fits it really well. This is for the SIG 365X macro. The only thing I don't like about it is, for some stupid reason, the sweat guard doesn't even come all the way up. I don't understand that. Why would you have a sweat guard that's not going to cover your entire gun? It makes zero sense. It's made for the macro. This is the same length as a macro. If you don't believe me, here's a 365 standard. Doesn't even come up to the top of it. So I don't understand that. If you don't want to fully extend your, I mean, that would cost literally like a quarter of a cent to extend that plastic up. Still a good holster. I like it. I'm going to be carrying it quite a bit. The gun, 100% flawless, zero malfunctions whatsoever. Didn't act like it was going to malfunction. At first, whenever I was watching the first video, you can notice some kind of erratic extractions. 3 or 4 of them will go, back and right like they're supposed to, and one kind of pop up or kind of go forward a little bit. That extractor has eased up and doing very well. I'll just say that. The trigger, I like the triggers. I love the triggers on 365s. A lot of people gripe about them. I think they're excellent. I started out with a Smith & Wesson Sigma that had about a 4-inch trigger pull that weighed about 13 pounds 21, 22 years ago. That's what I started with. I shot about 15, 16,000 rounds through that until one of my buddies was like, hey, I've got a Glock 19. You want to try this? Yeah, I tried it. I got hooked on Glocks. I got rid of the Smith & Wesson Sigma and got stuck on Glocks for about 10 or 15 years before I bought anything else. And then I spiraled down the Wilson Combat and Nighthawk and H&K and all that little deal. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a fan of SIG's customer service at all. Don't like them, but they put out one hell of a handgun. I had one comment saying that it was too big of a gun. It was huge. To each their own. If they think it's huge, that's fine. But this holds the same amount of rounds as a Glock 17. And I think they said it was actually the same height as the 17. Well, here's the deal. You got a very thin gun, and that's what I look for. It's thin all the way down, all the way around. I mean, from top to bottom, side to side, it's thin. Until you get to the mag well, of course. You can take that off if you don't like it. I think that adds to like, I don't know, it's almost a 1/4 inch, maybe, if you combine both sides. Then you've got the extended slide lock. Well, this isn't made to be this gun. They came out with this gun to make the smallest 10-round gun they could possibly come out with, and they did absolutely awesome after they fixed the striker issue. But they did absolutely awesome after they fixed everything. And yeah, I mean, they screwed up at first. But, you know, there's people like me that go out there and they shoot a lot of rounds out of it. It breaks. They find the flaws. This is not supposed to be this. I mean, these are two separate guns. This is made more for people that like to carry like a Glock 19 but want something slimmer and want an extra 2 rounds, you know. To me, I absolutely love it. I can't make myself stop shooting it whenever I go to the range. The other day I had to pry myself away and put the rest of my ammo up because I needed to go. And it was like, man, I just want to shoot a few more rounds. It doesn't have a lot of recoil. It feels very good in your hands. It doesn't move around. It's highly accurate. The trigger's good. The sights are good, except for my front sight that's dead right now. But in the daytime, it's excellent. I love it. I mean, there's no way I could trade it. Whenever I had that conversation with SIG, I thought, man, you know, I didn't like the way the conversation went, and I don't like people like that in a normal situation. I would not support people like that. I would go and I would probably sell every handgun that I own that is made by that company. In this situation, I won't, because I really like this gun. And if you know me, and you know how I am, and for me to keep it and keep this one, you know I must really, really like the SOBs, because I get frustrated with people that just act like they're better than you, or they don't care about you, or you're just not important. It's just, I get frustrated really easy with people like that. I don't get frustrated easy at all, but with people like that, it doesn't sit well. But as long as you don't need SIG's customer service, you're in pretty good shape. Now, they don't cover rust from what I understand, but like I say, mine hadn't rusted. And I mean, I've had it wet, you know. I've only had it 10 days, but it's been wet. Like it or not, it would have rusted, I would think. Now, in the summer, whenever I start sweating, you know, and it's hot and humid down here, 110 degrees, you know, 90-something% humidity, it might change. And I like this gun so much that if it does, I'll drop it off at Wilson Combat. For $100, you can get their Armor Tough finish. Done. I've got a CQB in there that's from 2007 that has been holstered and holstered and holstered so many times over the year. The only thing that's happened to it, the finish has gotten a little shinier. That's it. Zero rust. If you're worried at all about the finish and you really like the gun, buy the gun. Pay the $100. It's a 2 to 3 week turnaround. That's what the guy told me just the other day, actually. And he said if it's Armor Tough finish, he said it's a quick turnaround. A lot of people are going to like the Cerakote finishes and the kind of funky looking stuff. To me, if I send this in, which as much as I really like the gun, I may send it in anyway and just get a green Armor Tough, because I really like their green, and I may end up actually turning that one that grayish sniper gray or whatever they call it. It's kind of like a grayish blue. I've got a stealth, Wilson Combat Stealth like that, and it looks really good. But just for the heck of it, you know, if you're a new subscriber, if you're a new watcher, I don't just do gun videos. I do fishing videos, and I run my side-by-side. I've got a Can-Am X3, and I take it up and down trails and everything else, and sometimes I'll hit the backwoods on my X3, and I'll find fishing holes and fishing it. So it's not always gun videos. So, you know, don't think it's just going to be gun videos if you do subscribe. Don't get me wrong, I want you to subscribe, but there is going to be that. There's going to be a lot of fishing videos. There's going to be a lot of trail riding in my X3 with my wife and my mom, and you know, it's just the way it is. That's what I like doing, and I like throwing in guns whenever I find one that I really like. And these two actually I really like. This one, you can carry it pretty much anywhere you want, and it's just you can't notice it. I mean, it's so small, and to have 10 rounds, and then you could even throw yes, this is a 17 round loaded magazine, don't flip out, but you could throw a 17 round mag in. You got 17 rounds there as a backup mag. So, you know, you could carry a 10 round in it, throw a 17 round in a mag pouch like that one, and let it ride, you know, and you've got 27 rounds. Or you could throw a 12 round in there. I think I got some of those around there somewhere. But anyway, it's I hope I didn't confuse anybody the other day whenever I was so pissed off about SIG's customer service. But nothing's changed on that. I still think their customer service sucks, but their firearms in their 365 line are excellent, and especially this macro tacops. This is my favorite gun they've ever put out. I love the 226. I love this gun more. I really do. It's an excellent gun. If you get one, I'm serious. It would be weird if you didn't like it. They're just phenomenal pistols. And to shoot 1,000 rounds in a gun that holds 17 rounds that size and it not jam and not have a malfunction, and to carry it in the environment that I've been in this past week, which has not been great, zero rust on any of the mags. I've actually only carried this mag in it, and then the other mag I had in my truck, like I was saying. And you know, from opening the door and it raining and everything, it gets moisture in there, it gets moisture on the door, you shut the door, you got humidity built up in there. If it was gonna rust, I would think it would have rusted. May be wrong, but that's just the way I see it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all have any questions, hit me up. If y'all want to see another video on either one of these two pistols, let me know. Next weekend, I believe, I'm going to get Mom and take her out on the X3, and we may hit Buckhorn and ride up some trails. I may try to hit a fishing hole or two on there. See if I can catch a smallmouth or a couple bluegill. I normally ultralight fish, if you're new to this channel, ultralight fish, and I've caught some pretty large fish on ultralights. I caught, the biggest one was 7 1/4 largemouth on ultralight. Caught a 5.5 pound catfish out at Charleston Lake on ultralight. It's just a blast, you know, throwing some 4-pound line on there, a really good reel, little ultralight, getting that drag running, your adrenaline flowing, wonder if it's going to break off. It's good times. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm going to get off here so y'all can go watch something else.